Hey guys, and welcome back to BeardYGO. So today we are going to be having a look at one of my favorite archetypes that has come out of Power of the Elements. So let's get into it. Right, so let's have a look at this archetype. I was so excited when we first saw it in the OCG, when it was first announced there. And I am talking about none other than the Vernusylph archetype. So this was previously called Vernalizer, if you guys don't know. So the Vernusylph archetype is basically the best Earth or generic Earth support that we've gotten in a very, very long time. And yeah, this stuff is just awesome. So let's just quickly go through the cards that we actually got in Power of the Elements, and then I will showcase a couple of replays or little bit of combo lines and everything that you guys can just get a feel for what the deck actually does, or what the archetype can essentially do for other decks as well. So we'll have a look at the first ones, Vernalizer Fairy or Vernusylph of the Flourishing Hills. So Vernusylph monsters you control cannot be destroyed by card effects. You can discard this card and one monster or Vernusylph card. Add one Vernusylph card from your deck to your hand, except Vernusylph of the Flourishing Hills. Then you can special summon one Earth monster from your grave. Also, you cannot activate non-Earth monster effects for the rest of this turn. So, yeah, and you can only use Vernusylph for the Flourishing Hills effect once per turn. So, this one is your Searcher. Then the next one, we've got the Vernusylph of the Awakening Forest. So this one has the effect that you can discard it and another monster or a Vernusylph card to then Foolish Burial any Earth monster. So send an Earth from deck to grave that can be normal, summoned, or set. And then you can special summon an Earth monster from your grave with a different name from the monster that you sent. Then also locks you into not being able to activate non-Earths for the rest of this turn. And then you can target, while this is on the field, you can target a Vernusylph monster you control. Its attack becomes doubled until the end of this turn, and that's hard once per turn on all the effects of this monster. The next one, we've got the Vernusylph of the Flowering Fields. So while it's on the field, the opponent cannot target Vernusylph monsters you control with card effects. You can discard this card and one monster or Vernusylph card. Add one Earth monster from your grave to your hand, except Vernusylph of the Flowering Fields. And then you can special summon one Earth monster from your grave, and you're also locked into not activating non-Earths for the rest of the turn. And then the final monster we got is the Vernusylph of the Thawing Mountains. So you can discard this card and another monster or a Vernusylph card. Draw one card. Then you can special summon one Earth monster from your grave, and you can't activate non-Earths for the rest of the turn. You can target, while this is on the field, you can target one Vernusylph monster you control. It can make a second attack during each battle phase this turn. So just to recap on the monsters, you got a generic Searcher for any of the other Vernusylphs, plus Vernusylphs you control cannot be destroyed by card effects. And then all of them also just reborn an Earth when you use their effects. So you got a Searcher, then you got a dump for any Earth that can be normal summoned or set, then you got a recovery card, add an Earth from grave to hand, and then you got a +1, just draw a card. And they all special summon a monster from the grave as well. Then we've got the Vernusylph Corolla. So this is a continuous spell, which is that all Earth monsters you control are also treated as Vernusylph monsters. So that is very interesting because you've got the Thawing Mountains, you've got the Awakening Forest, which allows you to attack twice, double the attack, plus you got the protection through the Flowering Fields and the Flourishing Hills, so that your monsters can't be destroyed by destroyed by card effects or be targeted by card effects. which means you can turn any archetype into Vernusylphs with Corolla, and then basically the archetype that you're running is just getting all of these little bonus effects as well. So it also says once per turn, if you would discard a Vernusylph monster and one card to activate the effect of that Vernusylph in your hand, then you can discard only that Vernusylph instead, which means once per turn you just need to discard one. Then we've got two trap cards here. The first one is Vernusylph and the Flowering Buds, so you can target face-up cards your opponent controls up to the number of Earths that you control with different names that were special summoned from the grave. Bounce the Earth monsters you control to the hand, and then equal to the number of targets that you targeted on the opponent's side. And then also, if you returned at least one of yours to the hand, then you can bounce the opponent's targets. Then you've also got the Vernusylph and the Changing Season, so you can target a Vernusylph in your grave, either add it to your hand or special summon it. And then during your opponent's turn, except the turn that this was sent to the grave, if you have no cards in your hand, you can banish this card from your grave, special summon as many Vernusylph monsters as possible with different names from your grave, but they are returned to your hand during the end phase. So very, very nice recovery card as well. And then there's just one other card that I would like to mention, which also came out in Power of the Elements, which is also the Earth Channeler. Essentially, this just allows you to search for any of the Vernusylphs that you did not open. So by discarding this along with any Vernusylph, you can search for any of the others as well. So this is also technically a Vernusylph. Right, so let's just get into a couple of replays of what you can do. So you got Regulus in hand, you got a Vernusylph in hand, pitch, special Regulus, and that's it. You got Regulus out without using its effect. You can do the same with Amorphage Goliath. Yes guys, Amorphage Goliath is an earth monster. So yeah, very, very easy to bring that guy out now. Then we've also got Pancratops, and yeah, there's another replay as well where you'll be able to see you can just bring out Pancratops with its own effect obviously, but you can also use the Vernusylphs as well, which is really nice. Then we've got Fossil Dyna, which is also an earth, guys, so we can bring this guy out without having to even normal summon him. And then we've got the Barrier Statue, Earth Barrier Statue, of course. Earth support, just lock the opponent into only using earth monsters. And that actually hurts Sprite and Terra Elements at the moment, so yeah, they're gonna have to get rid of that first. Then we've got the Pancratops, as I was talking about. So let's say the opponent just sets a monster, and then we've got, let's say, like the 3 cards in hand. We can summon the Pancratops, use the effect to pop the monster, use a Vernusylph to then special summon the Pancratops back, and yeah, so easy bait, plus we got the Pancratops pop effect for the following turn. Then the next one, we've got Earth Machines. They're all Earth, so yeah, just pitch, special summon the Harvester. We didn't have to normal summon it, so yeah. And then because Earth Machines tend to, during the opponent's turn, reborn like monsters with like Anger Knuckle from the grave, you can search the trap card, and then you can bounce those monsters that you summoned back to your hand, and then bounce the opponent's monsters as well. So that is also very, very cool. Then we also have Madolche. So Madolche, I see, has been gaining quite a lot of popularity online with regards to using the Vernusylphs as well. So yeah, you can essentially do quite a bit of stuff with the Madolche stuff. I mean, now you can just special summon the Pet Incissor and then basically go full combo, if I'm not mistaken. I mean, this is just a little bit of a showcase as to what special summoning one Pet Incissor can do. And yeah, it's actually really, really interesting. So yeah, so that is the Madolche side of things for a little bit. If you guys want to see more of the Vernusylph with the Madolches, please drop a comment down below, and then we can definitely put out a video for that. Then we've got another thing, Naturia is our earth as well. So here we can just special summon a Naturia and tribute summon the bamboo shoot so the opponent cannot activate spells or traps, which is really strong. Then we've also got a different combo as well because everything is earth. You know, you can just bring back a 5 and then you can bring back the cherries and go into a Barkion without using your normal summon. And then we've got a 2-card combo here with the Vernusylph that searches another, bring back a cherries, and then just normal summon, and we make Naturia Beast, as easy as that. Next one. Now we are going to be showcasing that you're dumping the bamboo shoot, but now this one's going to add back the bamboo shoot, and then you can just tribute summon it. So you don't actually always have to open the bamboo shoot. If you open the correct Vernusylphs, then you can bring out bamboo shoot even without seeing it in your opening hand, which is really amazing. And then we've also got a little bit of the earth machine stuff over here, so you can just pitch a Regulus and then start your combo, and that is basically that. And then second last of the simple replays, you know, just bring out a Regulus, we pitch a Fossil Diner and add it back. So we got Pancratops, Regulus, Fossil Diner, and yeah, that was really simple to do. And then the last one, we've also got pitching the Goliath, and now we will add back a Vernusylph, activate the field spell, the continuous spell, and then bring back the Vernusylph. So this board basically means that all your monsters are also Vernusylphs, and then your Regulus, your Goliath, they cannot be destroyed by card effects. Your opponent is locked out of summoning from their extra deck, plus you can utilize the flower buds to bounce the Vernusylph, or even your Goliath or whatever, back to bounce cards on the opponent's side as well. So really cool. Then, like I said, the Vernusylphs were really awesome when I first read them, and because I'm such a massive Earth Machine lover and I've been enjoying the deck a lot, I've been playing it for quite a long time already, and so yeah, I can basically just showcase what the Vernusylphs do for the Earth Machine deck. So here we have the redeployment along with Citadel, and then the Flowering Fields and Thawing Mountains, and just an Imperm. So we'll just be getting a Cruncher, and from here we are going to be starting our basic Earth Machine combo. Right, so we get the River Stormer, and then we get the Bullet. We're just doing basic stuff, going into a Ballista, getting the search for box, and then also searching the Tunneler. Bring back River. So we are basically just doing this to load our grave. For those who don't know how the deck plays, you load your grave so that the Tunneler can shuffle back your extra deck stuff in order to draw 2 cards. Right, so from here it's pretty simple what we can do here, and that is a double Dora with a Regulus as well. So this board is Imperm, Overdrive, which can bring out any machine or monster from deck. We've got a double Dora, so that's a massive wall. We've got Recovery with the Knuckle to bring back a Bullet, and then we've also got Regulus as an Omni Negate, and obviously the Imperm, and 2 cards in hand. So usually you don't make like double Dora in this version of Earth Machines. Usually double Dora is mainly used when you are using Revolving Switchyard. So this has given the deck quite a bit of a boost as well. Then we've also got this one over here where we are using the Gear Frame build, and so the Gear Frame build is little bit more explosive, but I'm going to showcase what the Vernusylphs are really doing for this deck. So we are searching Planet Pathfinder. So Planet Pathfinder is an earth machine that can distribute itself and search for any field spell in the game. And the insane thing about Planet Pathfinder is that it is not once per turn. Not even hard once per turn, not even soft once per turn or anything like that. You just tribute it and search. So here we're bringing it out. Okay, so we got lucky, we drew a switch out, but now we're searching for the Therion Colosseum to get regulars. Now we'll use regulars to equip Gearframe. Gearframe is a union monster, so it can summon itself, and that's just free, a free special summon that usually you wouldn't have if you're playing the other version. So here we're going into a revolving switchyard. We're utilizing the tunneler, and we draw into another Vernusylph, which is awesome. Now we can bring back a Metal Cruncher, search for the Dozer, and now only start the basic Earth Machine combo. So, like I said, this version is quite a bit more explosive. So yeah, very, very interesting. Switchyard brings out a Pegasus, Pegasus brings out a Citadel, and you can already see we've got double Dora right there, and that is it. Right, then something very interesting that this deck can do right now, which is insane, and it's all thanks to the Vernusylph archetype. And so this is a hand that that I opened against a friend at locals, and so with this hand I was able to, you know, do the double Dora play, which I did, but I went back and I was like, well, you know, this can do something a bit better. So I'm not sure if you just saw the monster that I sent to the grave with a Vernusylph, but you'll be seeing it now. So it is Goldilocks, the Battle Landscaper. So Goldilocks is a really interesting monster. So if it's normal or special summon to a zone that's not the center main monster zone, then it just destroys itself. So this can actually be really cool if you've got like a Citadel in your grave. Just summon this if your center main monster zone is blocked up, and then it pops itself. You bring back the Citadel for free. Then on top of it, it's also a level 10 Earth Machine, so it allows you to get into your rank 10 plays. So in the center main monster zone, its attack will gain by 3000, so it'll have 3000 attack. And once per turn, you can choose one of your unused main monster zones and move this card from the current main monster zone that it's in to another main monster zone, and then destroy all other cards. So if you can have a look at the highlight on the squares over here. So if we moving this guy all the way to this end, then we are destroying this zone, this one, this one, including the one it was in, and this one, and then that, and that. So it's actually really interesting, very cool little card, and it is like a mini Citadel, but the nice thing is that it can get rid of back row as well. So I had a look at it. It's also searchable by the Earth Channeler as well, so that it's pretty much very accessible. Then we've got this play where you can just move it, destroy your urgent schedule, and search for any level 10. So from here we can make Gustav Max and we can burn for 2000. Then we're going to be linking off, going for the Ballista, and then searching the Tunneler. Now we will reborn the Gustav Max with a Vernusylph, and we are going to link off into a Knuckle. Goliath will attach itself to the Gustav and will burn for another 2000. Now we'll send the Gustav to the grave to reborn at 10. We'll bring out another Gustav. So this is the second Gustav, but we've burnt for 6,000 already. Now just to show that we don't need the actual draws, I put the imperms here. And yeah, there we go. This deck can FTK now, guys. So it's all just thanks to the Vernusylphs. Like, it's really just increased the power of not just this deck, but every single Earth deck that exists in Yu-Gi-Oh! I mean, you've got Madolches, you've got Naturias, you've got the Earth Machines, you've got Machina, you've got Gadget, you've got Karakuri, you know, there's so many things, Despots, you know, so I would definitely say that this is my favorite archetype to have come out of Power of the Elements. I mean, everyone is sleeping on this. You've got Sprite, you've got Tearlament that's just making waves. People are looking at the fish before they were even looking at the Vernusylphs. And yeah, this literally just becomes insane. The other stupid thing about this is that these are Earth Fairies, right? And they are also going to be getting another new monster as well, which is essentially another version of the Flourishing Hills, the one that can search for any of the others. But this one searches for any Earth Fairy. And so what's interesting about it is not only can it search any of the Vernusylphs, but the Ishizu stuff that's coming out in Magnificent Mavens, they are Earth Fairies. You know, you got Earth Fairies in there, and those are seeing play with the Tearlaments as well. So yeah, this is really interesting, and I definitely think that this archetype is the archetype that's going to make a massive impact in the game in the future. You know, it might not be anytime soon really, but you know, as the game progresses, things just become more crazy. And who wouldn't want to have like 5 little monsters? I'm saying 5 because we're still getting the next one in Darkwing Blast. But you got 5 monsters that are all monster reborns for your Earths, you know, plus doing other stuff. So yeah, that is basically it. Guys, I hope that you enjoyed this segment, or this little introduction to the Vernusylph archetype, and I hope that you guys can try it out, give it a test run, see which of your favorite Earth decks you would like to splash this in. And yeah, so if you enjoyed this video, please drop a like, drop a comment down below, and don't forget to subscribe and tell your friends about the channel. We are at 299 subscribers, guys. We need to make that 300. So yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.